Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cult Classic Podcast. Cameron Jones here, along with my co-host,
Coco, Mark Nussel.
Oh man, that really threw me off. I was going to do a pirate Jordan Jones.
It's been a while, guys.
Jordan Jones.
Well, welcome back. As you can tell from Jordan's lustrous intro and from the title probably on this podcast that you clicked on, we're going to be doing the 2003 movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Local blacksmith Will Turner is forced to partner up with eccentric pirate Captain Jack Sparrow after the diabolical Captain Barbour lays siege to the peaceful Port Royal, kidnapping the governor's daughter and Will's love, Elizabeth.
You're the governor's daughter.
A puppet. As Will crosses the ocean to rescue the woman he loves, he discovers that not everything is as it seems with Captain Jack or the cursed crew of the Black Pearl.
Jerry Bruckheimer production, directed by Gore Verbinski, starring Johnny Depp, Jeffrey Rush, Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley, Zoe Saldana, and Jonathan Pryce.
The hit movie that kicked off a franchise, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
All right, cast and crew. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Take one.
Directed by Gore Verbinski. Also did Tango. Cameron, you seemed...
What's Tango? Is that the lizard one?
Am I thinking... Do I mean
it's
Rango?
Rango. I think
Yeah,
it's
maybe-
Rango.
Okay, Rango. Yeah, that's the Johnny Depp lizard movie. No, never saw it.
Which nobody's ever seen.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw Mordecai. Nobody saw like three other things that came out around this time. Even maybe the Rum Diaries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Rum Diaries. Nobody saw that either.
Also did directed Mouse Hunt. For some reason was really big in my childhood.
Yeah,
had it on either
That makes sense.
VHS or DVD or something.
Hit at the right time.
I'm more of a Stuart Little guy, and I don't know if that's apples to oranges, but I'm also neither of them, to be honest.
Rap-based main characters, yeah.
Raccacoonie
Oh, you're
Mouse.
more of a Willard guy, aren't you, Cameron?
Willard. Oh, yeah, no.
Oh yeah, little Christopher.
Christopher.
What?
Love a good rodent movie. And then also directed The Ring. So kind of an interesting...
All over the place.
Obviously a lot more, but kind of all over the place.
Well,
I could see us doing that one.
yeah, we could definitely do that around Halloween.
Music by Klaus Bedelt.
Unfamiliar.
He nailed this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that much.
He's in the music department for a lot of different movies that you'd recognize. I mean,
Disney? Is he a Disney company man kind of thing?
Not even really.
Okay.
But this is like
Gladiator.
his first, to use analogies, he's at the helm of the ship. He's the captain of this one, but he's been in the department
Yes.
of a lot of other movies.
I see what you're
but
saying.
did compose Constantine and also looks like The Time Machine.
Okay.
Constantine.
Constantine.
I'm just going to throw this out here. This man wrote a score that, I don't how to word this. Since like...
Lulls you to
Well, I was
sleep.
going to say, there hasn't been a movie that came out that marching bands have immediately done that season at marching band competition since. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That was just such a big, like, oh, we're going to do this at football games.
Stick it up your ass, John Williams. We've got a...
That's what
Can
I
I
think.
get the guy's
think
name
you,
again?
I think you peg it as a John Williams score.
Seems
Yeah.
like
But that
feels
main
like it could
motif,
be.
that dun 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 dun, doesn't
Dun,
show
dun,
up in the
dun,
movie
dun,
as
dun,
much
dun.
as I thought, or as much as I remembered.
I'll tell you what, we won't get to it because I don't know the category, but as far as DVD title scenes, main screen scenes, not bad to get stuck on. I've had worse. Shaun of the Dead, anybody?
terrifying. It's so scary.
Onto the cast. Johnny Depp plays Jack Sparrow.
I mean, you obviously know Johnny Depp. But let's take it back.
No, Johnny
21 Jump Street. Let's go. What it's eating Gilbert Grape. I don't know. Let's get real weird and just say that Willy Wonka.
Have we did Sleepy Hollow? I know.
Did we do
Did we
Edward
do
Scissorhands?
Scissorhands?
I think we might have. Or
And did we do Fear
I
and
don't think
Loathing?
we did.
I think we watched it and didn't
We
really.
did Fear and Loathing
We
for
definitely
sure.
did Scissorhands too.
We've mentioned Chocolat a bunch, but I don't think we've done
We
it.
could.
Haven't done Secret Window.
Kind of hate that
Haven't
movie.
done The Trial.
Kind of hate that movie. You know who Johnny Depp is.
Jeffrey Rush plays Captain Barbour. I have written down, he's in The King's Speech for sure. Orlando Bloom plays Will Turner.
I mean, Lord of the Rings, and then that one.
Is this our first Orlando Bloom movie?
No, I think a Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's
Possibly.
almost simultaneous, but I think Lord of the Rings came out right
same
before it.
same year for sure.
But this is the first. Is this the first one we've done?
Yeah, I think you.
Starring him, I think.
You might
which is
also remember
surprising,
that
actually.
crappy rom-com Elizabethtown with Kirsten Dunst.
Elizabeth. It's just his thing.
Keira Knightley plays Elizabeth Swann.
Go back and listen to our Love Actually, which I think also came out the same year because she's 17 in this too when she got cast, or at least
Which is
what a big year for those.
yeah, it really
two.
was huge. She would have been cast, I think, at 17. So I think she was 17,
Cast
18.
at 17?
Because I'm pretty sure
Okay.
her mom was on set and had to be there for like a lot, which
I think that's right.
stories to come.
Commodore Norrington.
Him, I don't know.
Is that right? I don't. Jack Davenport. I didn't really recognize anything that he's in. People may know him though. Jonathan Pryce plays Governor Weatherby Swan, the governor.
I'm trying to think of exactly what I know him the most from, but
Tomorrow Never Dies kind of stuck out to me.
okay, yeah. I mean, he's
Well,
been. I mean,
James
he's
Bond.
been acting forever. So
Some more notable ones: Zoe Saldana plays Anna Maria.
not big in this one, but I believe her character sticks around for the series. Right? I only made it to Pirates 2, and then I dipped.
Yeah, she comes in and out back. I'm pretty sure.
Well, and that's kind of where it goes from the rest here. A lot of these characters I don't know for much, but they are all in
The Pirates.
most of the Pirates films.
I will just say
the
who adds a lot to the
scallywags.
movie. Kevin McNally, his character's name is Joshua something, but he's essentially Jack Sparrow's like first mate guy. He really adds a
Mr.
lot to the
Gibbs,
movie.
the sea turtle.
He does.
Mr. Gibbs.
He play.
Nice.
He's actually hilarious in this because he plays it so straight.
Yeah, I do want to get to that.
Unfortunately for him, Master and Commander was being filmed the same year because that man was made to be on a ship, you know?
Yeah, but luckily for him, he wasn't in Master.
Oh.
Master and Commander, well-made looking movie, but man, if it ain't, that's what real ship life is like.
Not good.
There's a scene on it where a guy goes nuts and he straps a cannonball to his legs and rides that to Davy Jones' locker.
Mhm.
Jordan Jones's locker.
Yeah,
That's pretty much the main cast and crew. Other than, the two pirates, the one with the wooden eye and like the hello pulpit, they rode through the series.
hello, Papa.
Yep.
But I don't have
you
it.
see them return.
I don't have that information. handy.
Honestly, a lot of them: Twig, Cotton, Mulroy.
Regatti,
Gillette.
the taller one, his name is Mackenzie Crook, and hello, Poppet, his name is Pintle Lee Arnberg.
Shout out to them because they were funny and they carried the movie
Arnberg.
too. This is a huge casting crew, and most of it is notable big name actors. So we're not going to harp on this too long. We're going to move it on to Unverified. Welcome to the Cult Classic Movie Phone. It's July 2003, and currently in theaters, you could have seen Bad Boys 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know I did see it, I just don't remember. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. This is when
Pass.
we definitely got Arnold back in this one, but I'm not sure if it was the first one he came back
Bad Boys
to.
2 was the bigger one, right? Why do I remember Bad Boys 1
That
at
had
all?
the it had the song.
Probably too young, I guess.
Could be.
Just
Bad-
skipped you over.
Up next, American Wedding. Good movie.
Definitely saw it. Forgettable. You get me back for a reunion, and I'm fine with it.
Legally Blonde 2.
2.
I did not see that.
Oh, here's a good one for Jordan. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I thought that just existed on HBO.
It might have gone straight to HBO.
Was that the X-Men kind of vibe?
It's its own thing. It's like
It's
based
kind
off
of its own thing.
but
it's based off like a book or something. But yeah,
Okay.
it's taking a bunch of famous literary characters.
I believe it's the movie that made Sean Connery go, I'm fucking
done."
done doing this. I'm
Sure
quitting.
was.
That's it. See you later.
This one's for my mom. Bend It Like Beckham. Also with Keira Knightley came out.
Keira Knightley. And I
That same
guess
month.
probably properly so, the right age at that time, like a teenager, right?
That would have made sense. Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. So I think that's the second one.
Probably time-wise, seems like it.
Ooh, Spy Kids 3D, Game Over.
Come on.
Oh, we got another Jordan one here. Big month for you, Jordan. Seabiscuit with Tobey Maguire.
Chef's kiss. You want a well-made, very long movie that's sort of exciting. You watch Seabiscuit.
For what I believe, up until a few months ago, J-Lo's worst movie, Geely, came out this month, or Jiggly. Now it's that new one on Netflix.
Hustler? Hustle?
No.
But luckily you chose Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Jordan, do you have the money on this one?
Yeah, so the budget was $140 million, which to me
Seems low.
makes sense. It's a huge movie. This is saying it made $654 million.
Whew.
And when I say this, Wikipedia, and it can't be the whole franchise either, because I know that I played a trivia question once and it was like one of the most successful franchises because they all make like a shit ton of money.
Well, since then, though, I'm sure it's still just accumulating.
How loquacious of me. Just a shit ton of money.
You want to know some weird stuff about Jeffrey Rush?
Sure.
I do.
He has a theory that people watch the screen left to right, how they read a book. So
I saw this.
he makes sure that he is on the left side of screen as much as possible. And especially because he didn't think that people would pay attention to him with the monkey and Keira Knightley also in frame. So apparently Jeffrey Rush was constantly being like, I need to be on the left side of this frame.
I like that whether it's cunning or petty. I don't care. I like it either way.
I meant to look this up. That's not Crystal the monkey.
No, it's not.
Is it?
No, it's not.
No, it is not.
It was
No.
two separate
It's a much
monkeys.
scarier looking money.
Two separate monkeys.
I believe so. Or that might be the parrot. Sorry, we had two different parrots for Cotton. One was a sit on a shoulder parrot. One was a fly parrot. I don't know about monkeys. I always remember hearing this. The scene where Orlando Bloom impersonates Johnny Depp. So that's why was improvised, which I think also means Mr. Gibbs' reason's got nothing to do with it is also probably improvised. He's a funny guy.
Yeah. I mean, rewatching it, and I'll bring this up again, he really does carry a lot of the scenes, like
Yeah, he does.
punchy comic relief. Obviously, Johnny Depp.
Well, no, a lot of the side characters, like the one-eyed guy too, and Poppet. I mean, they're pretty funny in this.
On that same note, didn't Johnny Depp suggest a couple things that like Disney was like, nah, probably not?
Yeah.
I read something. I didn't write it down.
Johnny Depp wanted Jack Sparrow to not have a nose because of pirate disease.
Yes.
And he was going to be afraid of pepper and salt.
Black pepper and like in the common cold or something.
Yeah, but Disney thought that was a little too...
Love the notes. Just internalize all that and let it speak on screen. But we're not. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Oh, yep. I do have that fact. Keira Knightley was only 17 years old when the movie came out. So she would have been, 16, 17 throughout filming. And her mother had to travel through locations. You want to hear something terrifying about that? So... Well, first off, originally they wanted to shoot in like a big water studio, but Master Commander actually had all the tanks booked during that time, which is why I also brought that up earlier. So they were forced to do some of their shooting just like actually on location. But I think
we're going to book the Pacific.
But I think I saw it was only like actually like it was something really short, like a few weeks out there, or like few days. So one night, even though all the islanders had told them, hey, we don't like drive our boats at night in this area because there's a bunch of reefs that you can't see. And the crew was like, it's fine. I think we'll be able to navigate it. So one night in the middle of the night, Keira Knightley's boat struck a reef and went down with the captain and her mom. They were stranded in the ocean for a couple hours while they waited for rescue.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
They were just on a little reef.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Seeing all the shark attacks that have been happening recently, like that is just frightening.
I think we're all agreed, though, that even scarier than the shark attacks are the killer whale attacks, right? Because it is personal.
Yeah, but that's also why I'm kind of rooting for the killer whales. Just stay out of the ocean. They're going after, yachts.
They'll flip those like sea lions or seals like 100 feet in the air just for the fun of it. They'll play with them while they kill them.
So if a killer whale does approach a boat, my vessel, I will go down with the ship like they did in the Titanic, but rather than the violins taking me out, it will be Michael Jackson's
I thought you meant like
song.
Like Enya.
I'm just gonna accept it.
It'll be down with this ship.
No, it'll be hold me like the river, and then I'll get attacked and murdered by whales, I guess.
Johnny Depp wore contact lenses, which served as sunglasses, so he wouldn't be squinting in the sun.
I have a terrible problem with that. And I remember hearing that fact when the movie came out thinking, God, I want me a pair of those. Just not being squinty all the time. It sounds amazing.
That's pretty good technology, no? I mean, just so they don't look like transition lenses and his eyes are all like glossed over.
Ooh, but I'd say Johnny Depp, the actor, is probably top 10 of people to wear like odd colored sunglasses, right? And transition lenses, you know what I mean?
That's true. Weird attire in general and weird hats. Speaking of which, Johnny Depp lost 10 leather hats overboard during filming. So midway through, they just ended up changing it to a rubber floaty hat. So you might be able to tell in filming. I can't.
No,
It looks a little rubber floaty-ish.
About midway through, it should, because they just kept losing expensive leather hats. Fun fact for you, Mark, the British band Bring Me the Horizon got their name from the end of this film. When he says Bring Me That Horizon, I always heard I've like heard that, but I didn't know.
I had not heard that, but once I read that, I'm like, I wonder.
And they did. It's true.
There's a small scab. I actually noticed it before I read this. There's a small scab on Jack Sparrow's jawline that gets bigger and bigger throughout the movie. The makeup artist and Johnny Depp did it on purpose as sort of a little spoof, little prank.
Pirates be gross. If you're going to make me have a nose
Pirates
in
be
this,
gross.
I have scurvy.
Scurvy.
I'm going to have something. This is popular with most movies of people stealing like memorabilia and stuff, but apparently the treasure set at the end was ransacked of almost all of the props of treasure before the production was wrapped. Johnny Depp mentions his daughter walked away with a lot of the treasure. Gore Verbinski mentions that all of the cursed coins were immediately taken when filming was done.
Why?
I mean, good.
Why?
Good.
Have it home, fuck around with, why not?
Fuck around some cursed treasure.
Yeah. I actually have seen some of these being posted online, but Gore Verbinski mentions that there are a bunch of flubs in the film that people don't notice, including multiple shots where crew members are in frame and they didn't take it out. I know there's like a fight,
like boom mics and shit like that.
Straight up cameramen in frame and stuff.
Shit.
I know there's one scene that got called out at the beginning when like Johnny Depp's running, I think like on the bridge away from the British soldiers shooting at him. I forget what scene exactly, but I know in there somewhere you can just see like a cameraman standing in frame. And there's a few other battle scenes where they just do quick turns and there's a dude there.
That'd be fun. I'm sure some YouTuber has gone and laid that all out for us. That'd be fun to go back and look at.
Oh, I was told, I have the fact here. It was only 6 days actually out at sea for production. The rest of it was in tanks, just not the one they wanted.
Oh, I thought
there are some really good practical like ships out at sea shots.
Yeah, and I thought I remembered from the special features that they built like actual replica ships like
replica ships.
Like,
I thought
on
that's really cool.
They built them.
They just put them on.
They
barges,
put them on barges and stuff. And they had like one was a full one was like cut in half, so you could get like interior shots too. I think. So
they just like CGI that out of the.
Or they have the full ship for those wide shots and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they just switched. But so I'm not exactly sure they must have just been filming in a giant tank for a lot of it.
I would have thought that would have been a big one that I saw on the on sort of the trivia on IMDb, but it didn't really come up.
Well, I thought that was weird too.
At least on the big ones.
Because I remember watching the special features back in the day, and they showed them like on the boats and like filming and shit in the Caribbean.
I think though a lot of those like interior cave scenes and whatever they like built.
Oh yeah,
water,
you'd have to
you know
imagine.
what I mean?
And to think about how often it's just like a deck shot, and we don't need to be on the ocean for that. I mean,
yeah.
Yep.
But it does seem like they did, a decent
about
amount,
6 days
on location. Yes. But like 6 days is a lot, it's pretty cool.
Oh, we do have to mention this because we have mentioned it several other times, but this was the first PG-13 released under just straight up the Walt Disney label. We have had this in other facts because Touchstone Pictures and Hollywood Pictures, I believe Arachnophobia.
Go back and listen to Arachnophobia if it's out there still. If I'm not
mistaken, that was maybe their first rated R... Or
no, it wasn't rated R.
PG-13 released through them, live action. Go back and see that one.
Yeah, there might have been like a production with whatever Amblin was before
Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg made DreamWorks. There's something in there in one of our catalogs I remember coming up, but I apologize.
So this is another one that's hit our ratings one, but this is the first Walt Disney just straight up picture to be PG-13.
Nice. Well worth it.
Agreed. The last main fact I have is this film effectively ended the pirate movie curse. If you didn't know, it was believed to be in effect since the mid-'70s when movies such as Swashbuckler in 76, The Pirate Movie in 82, Nate and Hayes in 83, and Yellowbeard at 83. Nope, still going. Pirates in 86. They all did terrible and just bombed. And then they tried to later attempt it with Waterworld, they're calling a pirate movie, and Cutthroat Island in 95. Both of which also bombed. So really there was like, I don't know, 20-year...
Yeah, Cutthroat Island I feel like was the last one they talked about. It's a Gina Davis movie, which just tanked the whole franchise. But
don't even remember. I mean, I remember Waterworld tanking the franchise, but...
I think it tanked her career for a little bit, actually, too. To
Go
be
back and
honest.
see League of Their Own, Gina Davis.
Cameron, you may have mentioned, or you may have seen this on the DVD commentary, but it's always interesting that the screenwriters like to add this little lore that no one even really knows or cares about. But according to the screenwriters, that Will Turner is supposed to be the best swordsman. Barbossa and the Commodore Norrington are evenly matched, and Jack Sparrow is actually the worst.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't pick
like
up on that at all. There's a ton of facts, and we might have even gotten some of these wrong because I confused about the 6 days at sea thing. So if you know more about this, please feel free to write in and let us know. But we're going to move it on to questions.
Comments.
Animosities.
Questions, comments, animosity.
QCA. I feel like just to kick it off, comment, do you guys remember the anticipation for this movie? Because I do. And a lot of it was people having doubts because they're like, how can we have a whole movie off of this ride?
Based on a ride.
Yeah, and they thought, well, you're going to bastardize a beloved Disney thing. Why are we doing this? But what a happy surprise it was. Like
I think because of those low expectations, it did catch people off guard.
That's part of I feel like why our family went. We were like, well, let's just go see this piece of shit. Let's see what Disney just did. But then we were like, wow.
Really jumped off the screen. I think we can all agree the reason the movie's so good is because of Johnny Depp's performance as Captain Sparrow. It's memorizing. It's
partly that, but
it's his iconic role, right?
It is partly that, obviously. But it's just funny all around. All the side characters, like we talked about the one-eyed guy and his friend, but even Barbossa had everyone has a funny dry delivery at some point. The dad at the end of the fight when he does nothing and he's hizzawing. There's funny parts.
The governor's cowardice, I enjoy it the whole way.
He's funny.
What an awful dickhead. But what really they nailed the look.
Yeah.
They went wholeheartedly into the pirates for kids and the action adventure theme. The score was great. Johnny Depp carried the movie, but to your point, Cameron, the cast really rounds it up. And I think the story was original and exciting enough to get us there.
Good writing, yeah. It was good storytelling.
On a ride.
And I did hear a few alternate versions that were it was like Norrington lost his mind and became a pirate, and they were and for some reason Will was going after him. There were some other weird ones where Norrington was the main villain.
Yeah, I mean, he was villainly enough,
I think in the second one he kind of re-enters as anti-hero.
How'd you word that?
He's like a burnout
incredible dickhead.
Yeah, real big dickhead.
I'll tell you my biggest animosity of just in general pirating in the Caribbean. It has to be so hot in all those layers of clothes. You just got to shed something like a jacket over that. Why?
Well, that's just the times, Cameron. They didn't know any better.
High society.
Yeah, but you're gonna die from heat exhaustion on a boat. You can't do that.
Oh, you'd be surprised. It's more like malnutrition and lack of water.
That's true. Maybe it's why landscapers wear long. You're avoiding the sun.
That's
more,
true.
You don't want to get
maybe those canvassy looking shirts can breathe. Maybe I don't think so. But just the full jacket, that's not breathing. The vest over top, cinched and everything.
In defense of the pirates, Cameron, compared to their counterparts like the well-civilized to-do governor.
That's true.
And the soldiers, they got a lot more skin showing. It's a little more flory shirt and stuff.
If you think,
seals and all the juices.
It's got to be part of why they're doing so bad in battle. I mean, just they're stuffy.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty, here's a PSA to pirates. If you're not with the crew pillaging, dress up a little nicer and you won't get hung on an island. That's all I'm saying. Just don't go full-fledged pirate when you're alone like Captain Jack Sparrow.
I mean, I don't think it helps that he was already branded and pretty clearly a pirate, but yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, but they weren't going to look at his wrist if he was wearing a nice little get-up,
Jordan,
just
Captain Jack,
blend in a little more.
Captain Jack doesn't know how to not be Captain Jack. That's why he's all...
That's true. That's true, yeah.
You have to imagine that line was improvised too. It's where'd he get the hair from? Human hair from my back.
From my back.
It does seem like he had liberty to ad-lib quite a bit, and I suppose we missed it, but he notoriously created the role off of Keith Richards, who makes an appearance somewhere down the road as his dad in the third one.
Oh. Animosity, the age difference between Elizabeth and the Commodore is weird. That's it. It's just, times were different.
It's gross in today's standard, but oddly enough, I think that's probably pretty accurate back then. What we would call grooming today was just normal back then.
You've grown into a fine young woman. I've watched every second of it. I'm the Commodore.
Oh, what a deep voice. What a perv.
Yeah.
What a gross perv.
Yeah. Kind of funny in the next one, though. That's as far as I got, so I don't know after that.
Got an animosity against Elizabeth right off the bat.
Sure.
What a fucking little stealer. Taking Will's little locket at the beginning. What a real dick move.
She's doing that to protect him, but when you get to land, you might want to be like, hey, the one thing you had on you from... Yeah, like, hey, I took this from you. Maybe ask him about it. Like, are you a pirate? Be like, oh, no, it's a family heirloom. You stole this. It is, but, it is pirate curse gold, but ask.
Oh, I was a little confused about what happened to Bootstrap Bill. Did you guys get that from the movie?
Oh, okay. This is a whole thing. So Bootstrap Bill is part of the Black Pearl's crew when Johnny Depp is the captain.
Yes.
And he didn't like that they kicked him off, but theoretically he still stole the gold with them, and he was also therefore cursed, right?
You would think.
So how or why could they have gotten his blood from what you're telling me, then you kicked off an undead man, Bootstrap Bill, into the ocean, and he's just chilling at the bottom of the ocean until all of a sudden the curse breaks and he's like, oh, dead.
So I thought that he would be undead the whole time, right?
Yeah, but they make it seem like they killed him, but that's an impossibility with the curse.
I read up on it. I think just by where they dropped him off.
What they put on like an anchor,
whatever
like
the
some
boat. What's the Davy Jones? Yeah. They just, since they were undead, they didn't like that he was, like, why don't you shut up? We have the gold. We're living life. You know what I mean? So they tied him up to cannonballs and like they let him sink to the bottom of Davy Jones' locker. The Flying Dutchman picked him up and just like, hey, you're a crustacean now. You're part of our crew.
See, I did.
So like that dark magic superseded whatever was going on.
That's a bummer.
With Cortez's gold and the black. Yeah.
On the plus side, though,
lose
he
for that
didn't
guy.
just all of a sudden, like at the bottom of the trench, just explode from pressure all of a sudden after like 10 years of being cursed down there, being like, what happened?
Well, luckily for him, he could feel nothing because their senses were.
That's true.
They're not vampires, they're not undead, but there's something in the mix, you know what I mean?
They're zombies.
You still have to appreciate that they are still trying to eat apples and drink a bunch of rum, even though nothing's
Mark,
working for them.
At least once a day, I'm going to do that party trick where I drink wine and it goes down my rib cage.
You gotta appreciate Barbosa for just trying it.
That's what I love about this crew in general. They're cursed. They feel nothing. They really just need to get the gold back. But that doesn't stop these mother effing pirates from just plundering and pillaging island after
the
island.
curse is
They're
going to break.
doing it for the love of
Eventually,
For the love of piracy.
They're doing it for the love of the game. They love being pirates.
They're
Try to stop them.
scrubbing down that poop deck. They're working hard on that ship. They are.
Yeah. No mutiny. They're all in it. They still, even though you can't die, they're like, my role is my role. He is the captain.
I will say that as soon as I know I can't die and like hygiene's out the window, like, why am I cleaning the deck, sir? Like, as long as the ship's still floating, who cares anymore?
Well, and then
bro?
the
Just
rat-tattered sails. What are we doing? I get it's a ghost ship, but
Like, I'm not sure if you've seen me at night, but I'm like a skeleton with beef jerky hanging off me. Literally, they use turkey jerky as the reference for their skin.
Yes, they do.
I forgot about that fact.
Oh, what do you guys think about how the skeletons hold up and the
It's
depiction
not
of
bad.
it? Do you like that?
I mean,
I like it.
It's all right.
It was really good at the time, I will say. I remember being blown away, but also because it's
It looks a little bit more PS4-ish, PS2, like somewhere in that
PS2-ish.
realm.
yeah, but now that because it's kind of kiddie too, though, I feel like it has more leeway that if it does look a little more unbelievable, like, well, it's for kids, it's fantasy.
I like the depiction though. I think it's scary enough for a PG-13. Like I like the skeletons more than I like the route they went with all the weird crustaceans.
No, I agree.
And the further ones.
And I remember being surprised. I was like, oh, wow, the action
For
scenes and the
Disney,
sword
yeah.
fights are actually kind of violent. And it was a nice surprise.
hatchets to the back.
Patriot style.
The movie. Oh, Dad lost his fucking mind.
Go back and see our Patriot.
Yeah, we've all been there. I guess animosity. Elizabeth would die every time she falls from 7,000 feet in the air.
You can't land flat on your
She
back.
falls maybe 10 plus times.
If your feet aren't perfectly
rough go.
pointed or your hands, you're shattering every bone as you land flat on the water. You can't do that.
But from that high, even if you enter the correct
Your legs
way,
are shattered.
you're knocked out. yeah, you're done.
Not doing
You're
good.
done for.
Oh, animosity. I have a few things actually now. Okay. So when she goes in the water, Elizabeth, during that scene, the necklace sends
Which one?
the first time she goes in at the beginning, the necklace sends out that pulse to let the pirates know the necklace is here. It calls to them.
Oh.
Why wouldn't that have called to them when Will was in the water at the beginning with it around his neck? They were like 50 yards away in the fog, And as Barbossa,
Yeah, I don't know.
Barbossa says later, it's easier to search a ship full of dead men. Like, why wouldn't they have been like, oh, another ship? Take that one down too.
It's there.
Yeah, like
maybe it had something to do with entering the water. It like could pulsate to them. It's like you're back in this sea.
So that I didn't grasp that, I guess.
like Will was in the water
Yeah,
as a kid. He would have right next to the ship. Theoretically, it should have been. Or like even if
But that was early on. They didn't know that they were completely cursed yet or something.
no, I think they did.
At
They
that
knew they
point,
needed to get
'cause
all those coins back, which was a big animosity of mine. Is there's no shot. Did you see all those fucking medallions?
I do have a
they're gone
timeline for
forever.
you.
No, they're not
I
fine.
do have
They're
a
long
timeline
gone.
for
There's
you.
at least one that's just like dropped in a
10
jungle,
years-
you know, that's like
10 years, 600 pieces, right? I did write it down. They've been looking at it for 10 years, and I
Pretty
believe
good.
it was
That's a pretty good
600
clip.
pieces. It's not bad, especially
It's
since
not a
you have
bad
to
clip.
sail
what happens if I
everywhere.
melt down a coin and like make it into a dope ass ring? Like, is it fine if I drop my
Yeah.
ring back in? What if I mix it
Well,
with
they said
other
that-
metals?
They spent it on food and drink. They said
Pleasurable company.
and pleasurable company. It's scattered all across. It's scattered all
Food
over
and
the
wine
place.
turned into ash. You know, yeah, I don't.
But I
There's
guess
no way
to your
they
point,
find it.
Cameron, if they are getting this whatever sense of where it's all at, then I guess you can find it. But
In our head, we think they're going across the globe, but it's probably just between
5 islands in the
90
Caribbean.
nautical miles.
Yeah.
Like they don't go that far. It's probably just like
from
4
Jamaica to
islands.
Cuba,
It's from Tortuga to Port Royal, back to Port Royal to Tortuga.
We really
And that's pretty
honestly
much
go
all
to
we're
that, and
dealing
then that
with.
skull, the island of the Death Island. That's like really 3 locations that they go to.
let's talk about Tortuga,
Great place.
Love it.
Sin City.
Spring break in Tortuga back in '09.
I believe Johnny Depp says if every place was like Tortuga, no man would feel unwanted. But I think that's just because there's
South
whores
Padre
everywhere.
Island and Spring Break in 2013.
Obviously, I think that there's a lot of good Easter eggs from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in the movie, but Tortuga in general,
It's the biggest,
like
yeah.
crosses off the biggest one. And I
Yep.
enjoy that they had that. They had the dog,
Nice juicy
with the
bone. We
whistle.
gotta have that one.
Yeah.
That's classic.
That one's probably the best.
Oh, I just do have a comment as far as Will. For being a castaway orphan boy, he has a pretty sweet setup just being the town blacksmith now. Like his apprentice is he's a drunk. That's fine. You make great swords.
Can I have a hot take on Will?
Sure.
Never thought this. Real boring, lame
Hot.
character.
Oh, actually, interesting.
Super boring.
Orlando.
I'm not cheering for him.
I found this and I'm verified. Orlando Bloom tried to play it more likable and charismatic to match Johnny Depp, but the director kept saying, "You're a loser." Will's like he's never left the island.
He's a Boy Scout though
well,
too.
yeah, but that was the point. Those were the notes he was getting. Orlando Bloom was getting notes to be like, "You need to be more like a Boy Scout. Stop trying to be cool." So that's why.
It's like, I know it hasn't come out yet, but you should check out my what's his Legolas.
I'm about
Legolas?
to like ride an elephant and like do some crazy arrow shit. Okay, I have one more animosity comment. So that first battle when the Black Pearl comes to Port Royal, the moon goes away for a second. Johnny Depp sees that pirate skeleton hand. So theoretically, the entire town of Port Royal for like 10 minutes was fighting a zombie army. Why do they seem so surprised at the end of the movie when there's zombies? Like, they gave us that establishing shot for Johnny Depp, so the whole town saw that.
Yeah, they're
And also
making us believe that there's cloud coverage everywhere except that one slither with Johnny Depp.
came
is,
through
right?
that little hole
Just
in the
that
jail.
little peel. You know nothing about curses.
But
like,
also,
oh,
how
bummer.
discouraging to be fighting, then all of a sudden you see the person in front of you turn to a zombie. You're like, oh shit, the best I can do is just not miss it. Just
Run.
Keep going. Yeah, or run. Just fight forever or run.
Oh, so this is Zombie 101, Curse 101. At the end of the movie, the guy that has like the grenade put in his stomach and then explodes, is he just alive in bits or is he dead?
He's alive in bits.
Well,
Live in
here's
bits.
the answer to this. It's the same as Barbossa, same as huge.
Well, he will die.
Huge animosity.
This
That-
is, I think I know what you're about to say,
let
Cameron.
everybody get their apple. Let everyone get their pleasurable company.
Get their
it
apple.
really sucks to be mid-fight. That one guy who died on the whole crew, like the one guy who's like, what?
The big bummer.
They
Big
just
bummer.
kept apples on deck too, just in case.
They were everywhere. Yeah, just let them
Oh,
get their
so
that's
many
actually
apples.
a big question. The first time Elizabeth goes to Barbossa and she thinks she's being poisoned, and he gives her like the big turkey leg, the bread, the wine. Why do they got that food? Where did they get that food from? What's even the point?
Jordan, again, at any second, the curse could be lifted. So,
It
like,
didn't
you know,
look. It didn't look
we
like a good
want to
turkey
be
leg
stocked.
Yeah, Jordan, you're saying that curse is lifted all of a sudden and you don't have a giant turkey leg around. You know how pissed you're going to be when you're on a ship with nothing but like limes and gross water?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's me. I'm the asshole.
I've seen better turkey legs at Six Flags Great America.
Knoxbury Farm. Is that a place?
I believe so.
Yeah. But those are cursed pirate boat turkey legs. They're better than no
A little
turkey
fleshy,
leg. You know what I mean?
sure, yeah.
Pretty-
Well,
it was pretty
there are a
fleshy.
couple pirates
Pretty
who
fleshy.
aren't they? They're like not fighting, and they're like kind of have like this whole meal set up, like just in case.
Yeah. But when the time's ready.
That was pretty good.
Do you think there was one pirate on the crew? It's like, I am not cursed, but I love the crew, and I'm just going to ride or die with them.
He joined late. He's like, or just like Cookie.
Ooh.
Cookie didn't go on board to pillage and stuff. He's like, I'm just here making a shrimp scampi, everybody.
Yeah.
You guys still dead? I guess it's just one.
Yeah, man, these fucking apples are good. These Granny Smiths taste delicious.
Yeah, you imagine there's someone still taking care of the food and
I
stuff.
love the aesthetic of it, but the first apple I have after being uncursed ain't going to be Granny Smith.
Ain't gonna be
it's
Granny
tart.
Smith.
This is tart.
It's not gonna be
Give
a red
me a nice
delicious.
jazz or a Fuji.
Honeycrisp.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I know times are tough and the sea is the sea, but I am not doing.
I have a big
Becker.
plot. Well, I have a big, that too. I have a
plot
big
hole?
plot hole
Sure.
animosity.
I got a few. Yeah.
At the very end, Jack shoots Barbosa
Oh, this is huge. I wrote it down.
and gets shot, but then Will, after the fact, drops
Yeah.
the bloody medallion.
Curse hasn't been lifted.
It hasn't been lifted.
Does it
He's still
happen when
alive.
it hits there? Because you got to return it. I agree. That's a big plot hole.
And I thought I was going to
Barbosa should
get
be alive.
corrected because it's like, does any past
Oh,
affliction?
I rewatched it like 3 times.
No, it doesn't matter if you've been shot by a cannonball or you're into a bunch of bits.
If that's the case, Mark, every single one of them are just going to
Yeah.
burst into a cloud of blood for all the
Exactly
damage
right.
they've actually
Exactly
taken.
right. So that
Well,
was my biggest one. Like,
Yeah, because we've seen Barbosa already be stabbed 3 times in the movie, right? So you're just accumulating it.
We're assuming this one's fresh enough. Cursey Curse didn't have time to rebuild that.
the
or
only
something.
option.
It's just it was too soon. That's all.
The real sad thing is they're all gonna die. They're all gonna die of like syphilis and chlamydia from all that, No, Mark, that's what I wrote down as the biggest animosity.
Biggest
Barbosa
one.
would not. I mean, the curse hasn't been lifted.
it would have been an easy 2-second switch around for them to
Drop,
make it work.
shoot, not
Yeah.
shoot, drop, and that's it.
I have another animosity.
It would have been better just for him to drop it and then I got it.
Then shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Elizabeth
So he could take in that. Oh no.
Yes.
The curse is over.
Cursey
Ah,
curse.
fuck.
could he not also
Okay.
just quickly grab scramble, grab a coin and be like, oh, okay.
I gotta get one of those pieces of gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blood
I don't
repay
know.
it in a second. Okay, animosity. So when Elizabeth parlays at the very beginning, goes on the ship, and she threatens to drop the coin, why does everyone react? Just like it calls you in the water, you can walk on the ocean floor, let her drop it and kill.
Even
just
with
drown
the
her.
current, we're gonna find
Yeah,
it.
it might take us like
We're
a couple
gonna spend
weeks.
the rest of the night.
Yeah.
We'll even wait till daylight. We're gonna find it. We've been looking the last 10 years.
Yeah, and
Search
again,
party.
it calls to you. It's gonna be fine. Like they should have just killed everybody and stopped being so nice about it.
Kill, 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 kill.
Yeah, when she's
Yeah, they
making
almost
threats,
seemed
just push her
as
over the
zombies.
side.
As zombies, they seemed almost scared to be fighting at times or ambush or yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
for
with
our,
you
that's for
there.
the audience's sake. You just we got to have that surprise.
They hide the fact that they're unkillable for the suspense of the movie.
And that they can walk at the bottom of the ocean till the very end.
Didn't
Be
see
doing a
that
lot more of
coming.
that.
Yeah, you should have been doing that from the beginning. This whole movie
Yeah.
could have been over.
You don't need the Black Pearl.
In fact, I just say on top of that, if that's the skill set, I'm going to see what's going on in the ocean.
Oh, and
Just
also just comment.
Curious.
Why did they turn on Barbosa earlier? It has been 10 years of hell because of him. The mutiny, the curse, like it all started with him taking over. Like the second I was like, oh, Barbosa cursed him.
Did you see all their plunder, Cameron, in that cave?
Yeah, but they,
Had a lot of plunder.
I'm just saying when
A lot of plunder. They going back for multiple trips?
Oh,
yeah.
Or is that one haul? Okay.
you're going to sink.
Yeah, I think it's 10 years worth of plunder.
Plunder.
Right? Oh, I do have actually one big animosity as it pertains to the curse and everybody's knowledge of it. Elizabeth lets the black curl really get lit up knowing that there's already undead zombies over there. She's like giving all these, hey, I'm the captain. I'm going to tell you how to fight this fight. Hey, Elizabeth, tell them they're fighting undead pirates over there and let's rethink our strategy.
Yeah, that
It
could have
really,
helped.
really pisses me off a lot.
I mean,
Stop blowing
a
holes
lot.
in my ship.
best case scenario, though, if she does sink that ship, though, I mean, they got to walk to, find her. It's going to take a while. Maybe the rest of
Yeah,
her life.
but they
might be-
will find her. In fact, I actually think
They're slow
walking-
zombies.
Yeah.
I think undead walking on the bottom of the ocean might be faster than a
Just
ship
sailing?
sail.
So she's
That's
going to be like
probably right.
Rose, an old woman in her bed, and all of a sudden the crew's going to come in all wet and be like, "You bitch."
That might be the worst pirate I've ever seen.
What a real smug asshole to me to be like, that might be the best pirate I've ever seen. Might be the first pirate either of you two have ever seen.
True.
You know what I mean? You're in port.
I've sure hung a lot of merchants. Oh, and also on that, Jack's crew's nice. They should just be merchants. Like Mr. Gibbs seems like he was a by the board sailor at the beginning. Just be a nice merchant crew.
He likes his rum.
Be an alcoholic
maybe a
merchant
little
crew.
too much.
That's fine. I mean, like you could.
I think he was Cameron, and you can't be so alcohol. Like I think he was. He started. We saw him.
Okay, touche.
He was on the he was on the ship to
He
Port
seemed
Royal.
terrified of pirates for cohorting with them later, like 10 years later.
Yeah, but you do a couple weekends in Tortuga, and you change your mind.
I'm a pirate now.
Couple
I'm a
stints in
pirate now. This is way
Tortuga.
better. Being a merchant sailor sucks. I get paid in like nickels or whatever they get paid in.
Jack and Will stole the interceptor way too easily.
Oh,
yeah.
what a. That's borderline a Han Solo move. It went so fucking cool and smooth. You know what I mean?
Jack might be just the luckiest person alive, only second to Mr. Magoo for just how everything perfectly works out for him.
I will say this: if I get stranded on an island, I don't want to go out by death by rum. What an awful way! Like if you
dehydrated
could
and
do it,
sunburn on an
yeah.
island. God no.
If you could ride the drunk the whole way to death, all power to you. But if you wake up,
I'm getting
that bullet's getting used pretty quick.
I'm getting drunk enough to not think too much when I walk into the ocean to die. You know what I mean? That's like my move.
Oh, we didn't even mention. So we had the pirate comedy duo, but we also had the Redcoats comedy duo.
yeah.
They
Maybe
were
funnier.
fun. They were equally as fun. I like them.
They didn't
quite
get as
a
much
bit.
time, but they hit it up when
No,
they were
but
there.
they punched pretty good when they punched.
Animosity. If you're Norrington and your future wife's like, "Hey, I will marry you if you save the guy I really love." Like, do you even do it at that point? Be like, no.
I think you're gonna marry me anyway.
I'll find another 16-year-old.
Yeah, it's like I think he's gonna die, and I'm not gonna risk the lives of like 150 men for this.
How do you guys feel about Orlando Bloom's? I know Cameron's a fan. Facial hair setup. Are we in?
I mean, as someone
Is
who
this
could
piratey?
only grow what I called the Orlando Bloom for years, your goatee mustache area,
It's hard to knock it.
yeah, it's fine for me. We've danced around this, but pirate talk's fun, says I. I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I really do like about this movie. They're like full fledged.
There be a change in the wind, says I.
I
Sea turtles.
Sea turtles, and that character does it the best. But everybody's doing it.
I only have one more note, and it's the very end of the movie. Will's a fucking idiot. He had no plan to rescue Jack. Just show some ingenuity for once. At least Jack's like, off the top of his head, coming up with crazy plans. You just went in and attacked like a fort and got surrounded immediately.
Oh yeah, he had no out.
No.
He had no out.
Not all treasures, silver and gold, Will.
No, but most good pirates make a plan
Some
to
of
get
it's-
it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how Will gets away from the exploded one ship and onto the Black Pearl.
Oh,
I still don't.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it makes any sense. I think he
We've
gets
all
exploded.
learned
Really.
from Mythbusters too. If you're in the water anywhere near that, the shockwave's going to kill you. It's going to just eviscerate your insides. You can't be near that.
Well, we're assuming that he got out of a hole.
Yeah, he swam away from a
somewhere,
tiny
right?
hole just in time, got 100 yards away, real deep underwater for enough time to pop up to be like, "It's me, Barbosa,"
And then on top of that, somehow climbed up a boot.
Yeah,
a
you
ship,
can't do
which
that. Actually, I've
seems
seen a lot.
interesting.
If you don't drop a ladder on a yacht, you die in the ocean. You can't get up.
You're dead.
Have you guys ever jumped into water with even shoes or jeans on?
No, I just don't think I could.
Imagine one of those Victorian dresses that Elizabeth is wearing.
Just a blouse, suede boots, and a big buckle and hat. I have done that. That's how I fly fish. That's my river runs through it. Yeah, it weighs you down. Just for the record, Caribbean cruise, Caribbean pirates.
And that's how we'll end this one.
That's just where I
we all
stand.
I'll end it with that. Let us know what you love about this movie. Some things we might have missed, but we're going to move it on to recasting. Recasting. The lowest I have is Mr. Gibbs and the father. Did anyone have anything lower than that to kick it off?
Oh, I didn't do the father. I do have a Mr. Gibbs, so I think it's pretty fun.
Okay, Jordan, what's your Mr. Gibbs?
Billy Connolly.
That's actually a pretty good one. It's not going to be
Thank
the
you.
serious straight delivery, but it will be funny.
It'll be like a good second in command. It is a little more comical. I thought it might be a stretch, but that's what I went with.
Okay. Mark, who do you have?
I'm trying to avoid any other characters from pirate movies that I do love. Muppet Treasure Island,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Sure, I didn't.
Hook, Bridges. Jeff Bridges.
A little too leading man, I guess.
I don't know. I could maybe see it working. He'd be a lot bigger than Johnny Depp. We're gonna have to get an apple cart.
But the voice and just the way he could portray it, I think I like.
He does have-
Get him on a ship.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Put
I
him
have
on a
two
ship.
also. One is just a piratey movie. I did Bob Hoskins, just me essentially. I
Well,
took it first.
yeah.
Yeah, we all had it, Cameron.
And for
But-
that reason, Mark's like, we're not going that route, of course.
Oh,
yes.
get ready for a lot of mine. But I also took it a weird route, and I think it was because he's funny. It doesn't work, but Jack Black, he can grow mutton chops. I don't know.
Oh, I
might
don't
be-
hate that.
it might be too much,
I
though.
don't hate that.
I do hate that.
Yeah,
too
I thought
much.
you might. It
Just
might
too
be.
much.
Is it too well? And Jeff Bridges might be too much then, too. Like you said, leading man.
It'd be like a cameo, get him in the movie, but like, off the cuff, don't know the actor's name, don't know the character's name from The Patriot, but that guy.
I know who you're talking about.
All right, that's
Scooby Doo.
kinda.
Kind of.
If he kills himself after his family gets murdered.
Go back and see our Patriot. The Father. Who do we have with that? I actually like mine. Jim Broadbent, Hot Fuzz, the dad from
That's
that.
the Governor
Yep.
Weatherby.
Yep. Who do you guys have?
Oh, I actually love that.
That's a good one. I
Imagine
didn't have
him.
one. I
Imagine him
liked
with a big powdered wig too.
I easily can because
Yeah.
I've seen Moulin Rouge.
I went Bill Nighy.
I thought about
Ooh.
it, but just because he's in the next one, I couldn't. But he is.
Oh,
perfect.
is he? I didn't even.
He's Davy Jones, I think, in Dead Man's Chest.
So I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, he
I haven't
plays a
seen
squid
the
face
whole
underneath.
franchise enough to
No,
to know.
you were right to say it though, because he would have been perfect in the movie, and he was eventually. They were like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
just get him in."
Yep. Okay.
I don't
Well,
hate that at all. Jordan,
Didn't have one. Sorry about that. Kind of overlooked the character. Like both of yours.
no problem. Hear me out. Current day Colin Firth.
I have
Oh,
Colin
I
Firth.
get the
I have
Colin
Colin Firth
Firth.
as my second one
He's
too.
kind of fun. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I have that.
A little-
That's my second one.
Okay. Cool.
Can play hoity-toity and prissy a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where I was going with it.
Real quick before we move on to anything further, I have a couple. I have the two pirates and also the two redcoats.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a
Two
red coat.
redcoats, which I think are funny. I'm doing Simon Pegg and Nick
That's what-
Frost.
I feel
Yeah,
that.
that's what I
I
would
feel
do.
that.
it just
big time.
it works so perfectly. Just
A lot of the time we use them, and it's like, but you gotta tone it back. Nope. Just
no.
full bull.
This
down.
is 100%
full
full-blown
bull.
Pegg
Yeah,
and
let 'em-
Frost.
Let them cook. Let them do it.
Yeah.
Let them eat.
And then for the pirate version of that, I did the McPoyle brothers from
Okay. From It's Always Sunny.
from Always Sunny.
All right. That's not terrible. Commodore Norrington. Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'll go first.
It's
Oh, damn it.
100%
I did Benedict
voice.
Cumberbatch. Yeah.
It's Cumberbatch for you two.
Yeah.
Yep, I did it. I did a voice like, I did think a little bit. Who plays the bad guy in The Patriot that we like so much?
Jason Isaacs.
Isaac. Just looks like, just look the part.
Norrington
nailed
has
it,
more
yeah.
of a punchable face though than Isaacs, the
That's very
character.
true.
But Cumberbatch.
So have you guys seen the new Top Gun Maverick?
Yep. The blonde
I
guy.
have, yep.
Glenn Powell.
Okay.
Glenn Powell's in everything.
He's in
I
Twisters.
can't see him doing
now.
British.
I've heard good things
Oh,
about
is he?
Twisters.
Honorable mention, Carrie Elways.
Okay. Sure.
I definitely thought of him places.
Let's move on to Elizabeth. Throwaway.
I have like 6 here, so
It could be so many.
I did have Natalie Portman just because the look-alike.
Yep,
But
we all did.
I'll take that off. Emily Blunt. I don't know. She'd have to be younger, but
I thought about her
I just
somewhere.
really like Emily Blunt.
I don't hate that.
I withstood anybody from the Star Wars. So if you did the person,
Ridley.
Ridley.
Daisy Ridley.
yeah.
Daisy Ridley.
So I think I used
She'd
her
be good, too.
recently, and
She'd
I
be really great.
apologize, but I did Lily James, who's in Baby Driver, Mamma Mia.
fine with that.
just Cinderella.
I get her
It's a-
confused with there's another Lily Collins.
Tomlin. Yeah.
Collins? Yeah.
I know.
So I might have done either one
You
of
picked
those.
you
three.
picked the right one. I did Amanda Seyfried.
Ooh, I like
that could maybe
actually.
work. She does a British accent and something. Is she in Sweeney Todd or something? Yeah. Should we move it on to Will?
I'll go first. I like mine. Could be a lot of people, but I'm going young patriot like Heath Ledger.
Oh, that's a great call.
Dude,
It's funny that you say it.
a really great call.
It was between Orlando Bloom and Heath Ledger for the role. They were the last two.
Was it really? I didn't
Yep.
even see that.
So good call. He was almost.
He would have killed in it,
Will.
but it's also a very similar character to the Patriot character. So that's why I did it. So it's not like super original.
I don't like that. Hear me out. Chris Hemsworth, before he got super jacked for Thor, when he looked a little more like Liam Hemsworth, he's a better actor. He is charming and fun.
No, I
He
get it.
just has to
It's
look like
just
a human being.
That's why I didn't
still
love my
6'4",
Jeff
though.
Bridges recast, because he's sort of big and bulky and doesn't really capture that same
even before he
Gibbs
was
character.
skinny, he's still 6'4". He's tall.
Okay,
He's a big
Christian
guy.
Bale.
Yeah, sure. You could do that.
Okay.
Same
I don't
thing.
know.
Yeah,
I
he
felt
was
better
like-
about Chris Hemsworth. He's a big guy. I get it. Okay.
I have 3. I like 2 and don't love 1. I'm gonna go Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Robert
not actually
Pattinson.
bad.
That's actually pretty
We've
good.
turned the
Yeah.
corner on him. We all collectively have been like, we're good.
Yeah, since The Tenant, I like him a lot. Or maybe since whatever's before that, Lighthouse. He did some weird shit.
Tenet.
Yeah,
I
here's my one.
gotta give an honorable mention to Chris O'Donnell, Three
Oh.
Musketeer shit.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, I'm also gonna.
Oh.
I've been trying to get Oliver Platt in something, so I could also do him as
Mr. Gibbs?
Mr. Gibbs, get him in here.
Yeah.
let
Sure,
him,
that
let
works.
him, let it be loose too.
That works well
Go
for me.
full Platt. Sorry about that. I forgot. I've been trying to get him.
No,
in
that's
for a while.
not bad either. Is Shia LaBeouf crazy
Yeah.
for Will Turner?
No. I don't think so.
Mentally, yes. I think he's a
he's
little
a-
unhinged. But like,
yeah. We thought you were asking a blanket.
No,
statement.
right,
It's like,
right.
I believe so. Yes.
that could maybe work for me. But again, accent work. I don't see Shia LaBeouf doing great accent work in a British accent with his I don't know.
If you take away the accent and you somehow make it work, you got Josh Hartnett written all over this role.
Oh, yeah. I'll
But
hit that.
unfortunately, the voice is part of it.
Man, I'm so curious where we're going after this.
Barbosa.
Jack Sparrow and Barbosa. I'm so curious.
How do you guys feel about Barbosa?
Can I start
tanked
because I'm
it.
not confident?
Jeffrey
Yeah, I'm
Rush
not
killed
either.
it. So Barbosa kind of actually was a hard one. He was scary enough, kooky enough. It was difficult. The last two are hard.
I'll go first with one that you want to
Yeah.
hear my panic one?
Sure.
Go panic.
Here's my panic one, and I wrote it down. So this is my official one. I went Gary Oldman.
Oh,
That's my first one, dude. That's
Oh,
really
okay,
my
that's our
first one.
panic one. All right,
It's my
cool.
first. That's my panic one
no,
too.
that'd be good. He can be kooky. He can be good. Yeah, that works for me. Mark,
And
who's
I
your
think
secondary?
he could add
So-
like some eccentricity to it.
I could almost see him as a Jack Sparrow too, in a weird way.
Yeah,
Not
but
quite,
like not the
but-
fun version.
No, in the historically accurate, not
Yeah,
like-
in the Master and
like a-
Commander version.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee, Star
Oh,
Wars.
so deep voice.
Oh, the Dooku.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could work.
that works for me too.
It's not as funny. There's probably less dry delivery. But does a villain well.
I have two for you. Let's start with Ray Fiennes. He can be
I
kind
have
of.
Ray Fiennes.
He can be kooky. Like, granted, you might be thinking, oh, is he going to be too scary? Maybe. But if we get in Bruges him, where
Voldemort?
it's a little, yeah. If we get him a little in Bruges and fun, it could be
In
an
Bruges,
interesting take.
Grand Budapest,
Cameron.
Budapest Hotel got real cheeky.
We're all on
and
the
I,
same page here, which is awesome.
I don't dislike that. I would never.
See? Current Sean Bean.
Yeah, I mean that's
He plays the villain a
I
lot.
get it.
He has the long hair. He is a good actor. I think it could work. It's different.
Can I pull one that I thought about?
Pull it.
Tom Wilkinson.
Okay.
He plays Scarecrow, or one of the bad guys in the whatever. But in the Patriot, I don't know. I just think he's a good actor.
He doesn't play Scarecrow. He's the mob boss in the original
Falcone. He's
Batman
Falcone.
Begins.
Anyway, that was more surprising than I thought it would be.
This moves it on to Jack Sparrow.
Robert Downey Jr. in a very similar way to how he plays.
I just
Sherlock
watched
Holmes.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah, he can go.
He plays
hard
the
in character.
cheekiness. It'd be a little different. But
Yeah,
I think
but
he
that
could do
could
the
work.
accent work, obviously, and that's mine.
That's actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's really good. Yeah, you could put
Mark, how are you gonna top that one?
Brad Pitt.
Different, but
Maybe
I like it.
he's too
That's
big.
different. I know it is.
In a
but
weird
what-
way, though, older Brad Pitt.
Yeah, like him now. Could
Now
work. Maybe,
not young
yeah.
Brad Pitt, older Brad Pitt.
Yeah, he won't play it weird enough. I think you know what I mean.
This is the hardest one to recast, right? Obviously, because
Hear me
Jack
out.
Sparrow is just Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell.
In a different, I get it. I totally get it.
Sam Rockwell. He's funny. He's goofy. He would go.
But can I caveat? And I do use Sam Rockwell a lot. Can he
Mm-hmm.
carry the movie?
Maybe. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see him as a Barbosa.
Here's my weird one. Christoph Waltz. Just let Christoph Waltz be a pirate.
I mean,
we're having fun now. Christoph Waltz from Inglourious Basterds.
I'll accept it
sure.
if it's not this movie, but it's Tarantino's version of this movie.
That's fine. You guys ready for some what ifs?
Yeah, sure.
Because I got a lot of them, honestly. Originally, the offer of Captain Jack Sparrow was offered to Robert De Niro. Doesn't make sense to me.
Makes
Hard
zero
miss.
sense to me. I saw that hard miss.
But he turned it down specifically because he believed in the Curse of Pirate movies. He's like, no, this is going to flop. But he regretted it.
He's like, I'm going to make Bad Grandpas. Get off my ass.
Nope. The next, in 2007, he made Stardust as Captain Shakespeare with all the celebrities. He's like, oh, the curse is broken. Let me get on some pirate stuff. But made the wrong
back
one.
on.
I think I read something about Keira Knightley. Like she thought she was going to get fired in like the first week.
She only packed a bag with like half her clothes because she thought she was going to fire her right away. Then she got stuck on a reef and almost died. I did mention Will Turner was between Orlando Bloom and Heath Ledger at the end. We obviously got Orlando. This is interesting. Jack Sparrow was written with Hugh Jackman in mind by the writing team.
I get it at that time, right?
I like a lot of ours better.
I do too.
I could.
I just thought of a decent Jude Law, young Jude Law. Let him do that.
Oh, yeah, he's actually in here. Jude Law, Ewan McGregor, Tobey Maguire, Ben Payton, Christopher Masterson, and Christian Bale were all considered for Will Turner.
Tom Holland. I know it's sort of a newer recast.
I get it.
That could
I
work
get it.
now, yeah. That's fine with me. Here's a really interesting one. Oh, actually, here you go, Mark. This is kind of interesting. They were going to make it with Carrie Elways, Rick Maya, and Christopher Walken as Barbosa.
It's not horrible.
Oh, no, but I'm sorry. Those were the top three for Jack Sparrow only. Christopher Walken doesn't make sense.
I don't like
there.
Walken at all. I like him as Barbosa.
I don't like Elways as Sparrow either. I like Elways as that punchable face.
Here's the last one I have, and this is also interesting. There was a period in the 90s where Steven Spielberg was attached to Pirates of the Caribbean. Same writers. He was going to either have...
Let me guess, Jim Carrey?
Nope. He was going to either have Bill Murray, Steve Martin, or Robin Williams playing Captain Jack Sparrow, but Disney
Robin Williams, right? That's who you go with.
Maybe Bill Murray, but not Steve Martin.
Martin doesn't either. I don't see the vision in a lot of those.
Which is why it got dropped. That's all I had, but they did have quite a few what ifs on this. But with that, we're going to move it on to Mount Rushmore, top four.
Top four.
Mount Rushmore, top four.
Mount Rushmore, top four. This week, we are going to do franchises that have gone on too long. Maybe some good movies in there, probably a lot of bad ones. But this week, we're going to go Jordan, me, Mark. Jordan, what is your franchise that you think went on too long?
It's Star Wars for me.
Can't disagree.
It's just jumped the shark too much. It used to be a special thing, and now it just isn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I'll say we did get a few good things.
Where did we lose it, do you think?
TV series, for sure.
Well,
Disney
actually,
Plus ruined it.
I was going to actually say The Mandalorian was good.
Throw that out the window.
The Mandalorian reboot. I'm not saying there's bad stuff in there, but it's too oversaturated.
I 100% agree with you. I'm just going to give cred where it's due to The Mandalorian. And from what I saw of Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was cool. I just didn't finish it.
I'm not saying they're not good television. I'm just saying they're not good Star Wars products anymore.
I agree with you.
It's jumped the shark. Did I like The Force Awakens or the reboot of that one?
That was good too.
It was good. But did I like the Rogue One? That was a good movie, but it's just too much Star Wars.
No, I agree with you. That's not a bad first one to kick it off. I have a few here. I mean, we're obviously doing this because Pirates has gone on long, and our previous movie is on the tip of my tongue. You know what? I just got to throw out Fast and the Furious. Go back and see our movie from last week. They've got a good one. Talking about jumping the shark. We go to space. We jump from planes. It just turns into Triple X.
Do you agree, though, that they did a weird thing where they came back around?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, they sucked. They were weird. But now, like, people are like, we're in again. We're back in this whole franchise.
Kind of. Well, it's really like...
It's high on the list. Fast and Furious is on the big board.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could totally agree. Totally agree, though. Yeah.
All right, Mark, how are you going to end this one out?
Especially from the origin where it was kind of a normal movie.
Saw.
Oh, yeah, that's totally fine.
Not a bad one.
It's on my list. Yeah. I hated the first one. I thought Carrie Elways did a terrible job in it. Didn't get the cult glomming onto it. I mean, I get that it was like shot in 20 days for dirt cheap and it was impressive, but
Yeah.
there were problems with it.
It just found the zeitgeist, though.
And you're not a Harry Potter or you're not a Star Wars, you're not a big franchise like that. What are we doing?
I mean, I feel like people were just really searching for the next horror franchise at that point too, so they just kind of glommed onto that one. But I agree.
They got asses in seats though.
I'll say it got kind of the wackier it got. I kind of got more into it, but the first one I didn't like it.
Game over.
There are so many horror franchises that go long, but eventually, like it's like, oh, cool, that one was okay, good.
Yeah.
Reset it for us.
Your Halloween,
like Halloween,
yeah.
Halloween, Scream,
Alien. That's still going on. I mean, God, with the Covenant ones and stuff. But yeah, I mean, Friday the 13th. You got goods, you got bads.
Honorable mention.
That's why I didn't pick it, because you do have goods and you have bads. You kind of go through these, peaks and valleys.
Hear me out on this one. I thought about saying it, but I didn't. So you have the source material of the original 7 Harry Potter movies, which I'm great with. But then it's like
the Wizarding World, yeah.
The Wizarding World's gotten a little out of hand, and it may only continue to get out of hand. I'm not going to name any names on this podcast,
you're braver
but
than I am.
I know one person hates Chris Child here.
It would have been better if there was smut in it. There wasn't any sex. Then I could at least understand that piece of shit. You know what I mean? That weird fan art. I got to throw out Jurassic Park. Honestly,
good one.
Apart from the first one, I don't really need any of them.
No.
I agree.
No. You're right.
Really just
don't
I don't
need
need
the
2.
reboot.
I don't need 3. I don't need
don't need World. Any of those ones.
But on top of that, it's like the ones they just made. They've made like 3 or 4 of those ones.
Yeah, those ones we do not need. I feel like, speaking of dinosaurs, The Land Before Time might have the most sequels than any
out there.
I think for this list, it has to stick to theatrical releases.
Okay, that's fair.
Once you go straight to VHS or video or on demand, you're in a whole different world.
If we're talking peaks and valleys, let's talk about James Bond. Good, bad.
Well, see, that's one I was going to say as an honorable mention. That's like, you
Star Trek, good, bad.
Yeah,
Batman, good, bad.
Batman,
can't hate on
bad.
that. Die Hard.
So
There's one I feel like I can
think
shit on though. That maybe didn't need as many as they had.
It definitely didn't. So here's the one. There's definitely franchises that have gone like, oh, you won't stop, like Rocky.
MC Universe.
Stops.
Oh, sorry.
That's the one I wanted to bring up.
That was
even
the
though
one
there's
that's gonna
probably a
piss
lot of
people off.
There's probably a lot of good films in there, but it's like there's too fucking many.
Too many.
I think most of
There's
society
too
would
many.
agree with us at this point on that. Oh, but speaking
We
of
like Iron Man, we like some of those, but we don't need every character to have a movie.
Stallone has
just
2.
don't.
He should stop Rambo's and he should stop Rockies.
Rockies, interesting.
Creed
I
at
was
this
not
point.
Can't
expecting
stop,
Rockies
won't
to be.
stop.
Well, now we're Creed, so you know what? I guess we did in a way.
You know what's a surprising one to me that I don't animated world. I can't believe there's so many
Despicable Me's.
No, Minions.
Well,
specifically out of Despicable Me.
I thought you were going to say
And
Toy
then-
Story. I was like, holy fuck.
No, and they're making a new one of those. Ice Age. Lots of Ice Age.
yeah, they got
more
Ice
than you
Ages.
think.
they got a ton of those. Oh, Transformers.
a lot more Madagascars too.
You could have stopped after the first 2 Transformers with Megan and Shia, and I'm fine ending there. Oh, the Terminator. We did talk about that one earlier.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
gone on.
for sure.
Denise, I'm sorry about Star Trek. I said it.
No, that's fine.
It's fine. I don't think you disagree.
So what's nice about some of these properties, right, is they kind of reboot and there's different iterations, like a lot of superhero ones.
Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull, didn't need
Ooh,
it.
we should have said that. There's the new
that
one.
actually should have made it, Mark.
There's
God damn.
there's
that
one
should
out
have
right
made it.
now.
Anytime where there's an original trilogy and now you're like, but there's 7 of them.
That's your, that. So that's your Star Wars point. Is leave it lie.
Just let it be. It happened. And I think that's what's happening to some of the great things like Harry Potter.
The most
Do we need a
recent
series? Do we need-
Ghostbusters are kind of fine with their cameo, like kind of, but I didn't see the last.
You know what's
one.
a weird thing that I, for whatever reason, do get behind? Make me a Little Women every 15 years and I'm going to watch it. I don't know why.
He really does love it.
I don't know why. I just,
Kids loves Little Women.
I like.
Do you guys have any other honorable mentions to add on before we?
No, there's
Top her
a
off?
whole list of them, but I think we kind of.
There's a million. Let us know some of your favorite though franchises that either have gone on really long and you like it, or should have
I'll be
stopped.
honest, Mark. I actually think Indiana Jones is better because they kept it's still Harrison Ford. They didn't reboot it. It's still Harrison Ford.
Yep.
That might be the number 1.
Yep.
That's a good one. Damn.
That's true.
Sorry.
Well, let us know what you thought of our Pirates of the Caribbean. Make sure you hit us up on social media. If you want more content, check out the entire Majestic Jam Network. And until then, we'll check you on the next one.
Dead man tells no tale. Does that make the movie?
Yeah, the parrot says it when they're going through the ship graveyard.
Boy.